I have no doubt that by the time the jury hands down a verdict in Lori Vallow's murder trial in Arizona, she's going to probably know her way around a cross-examination. But until then, it seems like the Doomsday Cult mom, who is acting as her own lawyer, will learn the rules of criminal procedure the hard way by being chewed out by a judge over and over and over again. She is making nonstop rookie mistakes and being smacked down by both prosecutors and the judge in front of the jury, because you have to be if you're making these mistakes. Yesterday, on just day one of testimony, Vallow was hit with dozens of objections for violating the rules against hearsay. And look, I know we all talk about hearsay, but the technical definition behind it is a reference to something that somebody heard from someone else. And it's usually a really big no-no. In court, there are exceptions, yes. But navigating when it's an exception, you need a JD, a Juris Doctorate. You need a law degree. She doesn't have one. However, today she almost made it through the entire session without a single hearsay objection. That is, until the floodgates opened at the end of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lori, the lawyer.
So were you there at the time when Alex did the walkthrough?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you were there. Did he describe where he was standing?
Object to hearsay.
Sustained.
Did he show you physically where he was standing?
Object to hearsay.
Sustained.
Was there a wall right next to where he was standing?
Object to hearsay.
Sustained.
The matter asserted, he observed this person standing in that place.
Well, you can ask him if he observed Mr. Cox standing in that place.
Okay. Did you observe Mr. Cox standing in the room where he told you that the gun was?
I observed him standing in the vicinity that he indicated.
And was that in the hallway or in the main room?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to hearsay. It's non-testimonial,
Right.
but it is still hearsay.
Okay. Rest of the day wasn't so smooth either. Sadly for Lori, she found a new way to piss off the court. Multiple times the state raised objections because Lori was asking questions that were irrelevant, right? They were not relevant. That's something you're not supposed to do. And one particularly awkward exchange prompted the judge to call a sidebar.
Have you spoken to the media about this case?
I'm going to object. Relevance.
What's the relevance?
What is the relevance, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Just to know how many times he's given testimony?
Your Honor, I'm
Right.
going to, maybe we can
Hold on.
sidebar.
Yeah, I don't want to. All right, let's go on a sidebar.
Yeah, that's never good. To Vallow's credit, I'll give her this. She takes most of the bumps in her very, very steep learning curve in stride. I said most, but not all. Because at one point today, she seemed to snap at the judge for trying to, like move her along.
So do you think that your CPR class would be fairly successful if you had no visuals?
Objection, relevance, speculation.
Next question.
I got it, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to bring in two people who have had to endure all of it, like up close and personal. They've been following the courtroom action from actually inside the room. Lindsay Holler is the producer of my podcast, Drop Dead Serious, and Gigi McKelvey is the host of the podcast, Pretty Lies and Alibis. She's a longtime friend of the show. Ladies, thank you first for enduring what you endured today to cover the story. And then thank you for being on the show. All right, so I'm going to start with you, Gigi, if I can. The cross-examination when Lori, takes to the floor, I am going to invoke the kids' expression. It's cringe. Like, I just want to crawl under a rock and wait for it to be over. And I'm watching it on a feed. You're in the room. Is it as bad or worse? And how's the jury taking it?
It's a little awkward, especially when she sort of switches to that flirtatious mindset with these witnesses, the little giggles, using the little girl voice. There have been a couple of jurors that seem very uncomfortable when this happens. And we've seen it a lot with Detective Coons, who was the last witness today. She didn't want him to testify as an expert witness, so I really thought she'd be hostile with him. But I guess she kind of switched over to kill him with kindness, giggle and say all these little things, after he speaks. In fact, the judge told her, you have to stop testifying. You're making comments after people give their testimony, and you can't do that. It is cringy at times. The jury definitely starting to pick up on it, as well as that little fiery exchange with all the objections today. Definitely took a day and a half for the real Lori to start coming out.
Yeah, I was kind of like popping the popcorn yesterday, but really waiting for the butter today because, we kind of know what this lady's like. We saw her with Keith Morrison, right? And it was not pleasant. She's rude. She's not deferential to a guy like Keith, who I would be. He's the king of true crime. But that judge is on the bench for a reason. He is, I just say it, he's better than us. He's up there for a reason. And she doesn't seem to get that. So, Lindsay, jump in there with the whole notion of the eye rolling and the, like head shaking yesterday. Did she at least put that in check today?
I think so, a little bit. It was more muted, definitely. But then towards the end, she brought it back. It was there. It was, with her objections, or she would stop and she would say, oh, well, I wouldn't think of that, ha ha ha, and just she continued her antics. But I think it was a little bit more muted. But towards the end, it was out full force.
The giggle part, I just cringe at that because I do think jurors see through somebody who behaves like a tough lawyer on cross in one moment and then giggles like a schoolgirl in another moment. Lori has always been described as manipulative, Gigi, that she gets what she wants and often uses her sexuality to do it. I'm just going to say it. She's got 5 husbands. Had. They're, I think, almost all dead now. I can't remember. Are all 5 dead, Gigi, now that I think of it?
No, the only 2 out of 5 are Joe Ryan, which is Tylee's biological dad, and then Charles Vallow. Her current husband, dead man walking. He's on death row, so it's coming maybe at some point. That's the one.
Yep. They jumped the gun on that one. He's on death row, so right. Okay. So let me ask you this. When the jury is not in the room, does that aspect of Lori Vallow come out more, knowing that she can do what she wants at this point, she can flirt with anybody she wants in the courtroom, and the jury won't see it?
Not in a big way, Ashleigh. I mean, I saw more at these pretrial hearings as far as that fiery attitude, little defiant. But so far, and we're only on day 2, there hasn't been a lot of time where the jury's been out where we've had anything going on. So we really just haven't seen her in that capacity yet. But it is very interesting that switch today. It happened once she had 5 objections sustained. And the judge cracked me up, Ashleigh. He's waiting for that objection and he kind of goes, sustained, move on. It's just like he knew what was coming every time, watching him kind of look up to the ceiling and tilt his head and sustained and, having to tell her to stop testifying. She got flustered there at the end, and it started to be like a snowball effect. And I think the jury really was picking up on that because it was kind of a back and forth watching the judge, watching her. They knew this was getting a little tense, a little frustrating for her. But as far as when the jury's not in the room, it's just not often that she's in there without them. I mean, they bring her in shortly before they bring the jury in. So there's just not a lot of time really. And she's typically talking to her advisory counsel or her investigator.
So, Linz, jump in here with something. In some jurisdictions, I've seen this. I always actually love it. Jurors are allowed to write questions and submit their questions to the judge, and the judge will actually ask them. I think it's great. Very few jurisdictions do it, but this is one that does do it. And some of the questions today were like medical in nature. Do we know if there's someone on the jury panel who knows a thing or two about medicine? Because that's going to make a difference as to what the fact pattern was in the death of Charles Vallow.
Well, you're right. It certainly seemed like it was some of the questions because they were very technical. And did you follow the ACLS procedure? Did you do this? Did you contact a physician? So it definitely seemed like someone who might have medical knowledge. But after the lunch break, Well, it's actually kind of funny. A few of us noticed that, hey, this juror was actually on his phone in court in the jury box. And we don't know how, but I guess, other people must have seen it. And so the judge, after lunch, he said, hey, I was actually advised that one of the jurors was on their phone right before they put some questions in, because there's a little box where the jury can put paper in as the testimony goes. And so, it kind of was like, well, man, do you have a medical background, or did you just Google that? And, he said he wasn't. He was texting his daughter. I didn't even know you could have your phone in the jury box in general. So it was definitely shocking to see.
Are they literally allowed to have their phones in the jury box and have them out?
Yes, yesterday there was someone's phone was vibrating and it was next to a microphone. So during the middle of a testimony, everyone's looking around like, what's going on? Like, because you can hear it. And then the judges said, hey, juror so-and-so, you might want to grab your phone. I think that was the buzzing. So it's something I've ever seen before. And I think it's crazy.
Yeah, I have not seen that before either. And that's definitely something, I'm not crazy about that. I'm not going to lie. Hey, Lindsay Holler, Gigi McKelvey, thank you both for the observations. I'm going to call you back. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashleigh.